According to a recent Common Dreams piece, Bernie Sanders is planning to introduce legislation intended to get companies like Amazon and Walmart to start paying their workers a living wage. As the author of the Common Dreams piece explains, Amazon CEO and world's richest man, Jeff Bezos, makes more money in 10 seconds than his company's median employee makes in an entire year. And thousands of Amazon workers are paid such low wages that they are forced to rely on food stamps, Medicaid, and other forms of government assistance to survive. Declaring that this ever-growing gulf between the obscene wealth of top executives and the poverty wages of workers, which is hardly unique to Amazon, is morally unacceptable, Senator Bernie Sanders announced on Friday that he will introduce legislation next month that would impose a 100% tax on large employers equal to the amount of federal benefits received by their low-wage workers, in an effort to pressure corporate giants into paying a living wage. Under the new legislation, if an Amazon worker receives $300 in food stamps, Amazon would be taxed $300, the Vermont Senator's office noted in a press release. The tax would apply to all companies with 500 or more employees. While Mr. Bezos is worth $155 billion, and while his wealth has increased $260 million every single day this year, he continues to pay many Amazon employees wages that are so low that they are forced to depend on taxpayer-funded programs such as food stamps, Medicaid, and subsidized housing just to get by, Sanders said in a statement on Friday. While Mr. Bezos is the most egregious example, the Walton family of Walmart and many other billionaire-owned large and profitable companies also enrich themselves off taxpayer assistance while paying their workers poverty-level wages. Sanders added, "That is why I am introducing legislation in September to demand that Mr. Bezos and other billionaires get off welfare and start paying their workers a living wage." You know, I really like the way Bernie frames his point here, how he tells these big corporations who don't pay their workers a living wage to get off of corporate welfare. Because, I mean, that really is what we have going on all over this country if you think about it. Too many employers are not paying their workers a living wage, and thus the American people have been made to help keep each other afloat via welfare programs like food stamps, Medicaid, and subsidized housing. And the media and our politicians try to shame these individuals who use these programs, even though a lot of them would not need any assistance if their employers actually paid them a living wage. Did you know that if the minimum wage had kept up with the increase in American productivity, the minimum wage would actually be much higher than it currently is today? And yet, people try and act like these wealthy employers can't afford to pay their workers more, and that they somehow just don't have the money. But trust me, they are doing just fine. In fact, they are doing far too well, and they are doing so at the expense of the middle and working class of this country. In the past 4 decades, the middle and working class have seen a significant portion of their wealth get transferred to the wealthiest people in this country, so much so that as of 2016, the top 1% owns 4 times as much wealth as the bottom 80%, which is the middle and working class of this country. And with the tax cuts Trump passed for the rich, these numbers figure to get even worse because we have seen in these past 4 decades what happens when we give tax cuts to the rich. They just keep all of the wealth for themselves. Guys, this isn't right. There's no way the wealthy should own 90% of the country's wealth. Bernie's right. These corporations need to get off of corporate welfare and start paying their workers a living wage. Hey guys, if you want to help out this show, you can follow our various social media links. Also, we have a Facebook group that you can join as well. And if you want to follow me on social media, you could do that as well. Alright guys.